I started it myself.
That's good.
Okay, so why me? Well, I asked the same question. I said, why me? And I was talking to other businessmen like myself about why I should be the one who's the write-in candidate for this particular campaign. The answer to that is, well, you know, Senator Coleman has been in politics his whole life. Pretty sure that's all he knows. Does he know anything about what it's like to be me, to live in my neighborhood, to be you, to live in your neighborhood? If you're the next door neighbor of Norm Coleman, my hat's off to you. I'm sure you'll vote for him. But if you're somebody who's more like a next door neighbor to me, and you'd have to drive yourself to work every day, and you have to come home and have dinner with your family and discuss the events that happened in school today, that's going to make you a little bit more like me and a little bit less like Senator Coleman. And what about Al Franken? Well, let's see. Al Franken has been, for 35 years, an entertainer. He's been a comedy writer. He got his biggest break, I think, was with Saturday Night Live in 1975 or 1974, whenever they got started with Saturday Night Live. He's written several books. He's a wonderfully gifted comic. He has the ability to be very funny. But what does he have in common with you? Do you live next to Al Franken? I don't. I don't even know what neighborhood he lives in. But everybody that I know knows me. And I live in a neighborhood where people know each other, where we have barbecues in the backyard, where we're not nationally and internationally known celebrities, where we don't have a career in politics that completely separate us from what the people are thinking and what the people are feeling. I know what it's like to be in your neighborhood. I know what it's like to go to the grocery store and have to count my dollars before I write out my check. I know what it's like to stop the handle on the gas pump because I'm pumping it and I'm paying for it, and I know that how much I have in my pocket and how much it's going to cost me to fill my tank. I don't think that Norm Coleman or Al Franken have that experience. Well, Dean Barkley is also on a candidate for this particular election, and I think the idea that he worked with Jesse Ventura and he was appointed to replace Senator Paul Wellstone after his tragic plane crash. Watch me say that again. 2, 1. And Dean Barkley, I respect him. He's a wonderful person. He was appointed by Jesse Ventura to replace Senator Paul Wellstone after the tragic plane crash. And I think that all by itself tells us that Mr. Barkley is nowhere near my neighborhood. He's nowhere near anybody I know that goes to work and comes home with calluses on their fingers and calluses on their hands. He's nowhere near anybody that I know that has to go to the school like I did today to have a conversation with the principal about how my son's education is going. I don't know that Dean Barkley does that. I don't know he doesn't do it, but I don't think he does. I'm pretty sure that Al Franken doesn't do it, and I'm pretty sure that Norm Coleman doesn't do it either. I do it, and you do it, and that's what makes me a better candidate, and that's why you should write my name in when you go to vote on November 4th.